Hi everyone, it's Desiree, and I am here once again with Spellbinders. For this project, we are going to be focusing on their stencil for the month of September. This is called Colorful Pumpkins, and that's exactly what we're going to do. This is a 5-piece layering stencil set, and you can see there's all different shapes and views when it comes to the pumpkins, and then the final layer is the top. Now, what I like to do always with any stencil, especially a layering one, is just going through them to make sure that they're lined up, to make sure that I have them stacked right, because if I don't, I will do something wrong. Again, I'm looking at the color. I just grab stencils and keep saying, okay, these are in the order. And sometimes the stencils, like in this case, they have to all go a certain way so that it creates the pattern. Sometimes we think, okay, the way that we got them, the way that they're packaged, they're set. No, not all the time. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. So once I got those set up, they're just little tiny quirks that I have to get myself set up. I'm going to be using my waffle flower stencil mat, and I'm using my Simon Says stamp Positively inks. The colors I chose are Honey, Heather, Dew, and Sherbet, and Artichoke for the green. And then you will see a little bit of white pigment ink. So layer by layer, as you can see, I've chosen 4 colors for the pumpkins, and there are 4 stencils for the pumpkins. Now, you could add even more colors and not color all the pumpkins on the one layer with the same color. So you could have a lot of fun with these, with the colors that you choose. You could choose 2 colors for each layer as well. So if you have a lighter shade and then you want to come in with a darker shade, you could add a little bit of dimension to each of your pumpkins. The way that I'm putting my color down, I like the way that in some areas it's heavy, some areas it's light, and that to me is just going to give that little bit of interest for the image. Now that we have our color down, our final stencil is, of course, the green. And that I'm going to make sure that I have a good solid coat when it comes to our pumpkin tops. Stencils are great, and they have grown over the years. They have evolved, just like everything else in our craft. They have evolved. They used to be just one layer. And yes, they had a great image, but it wasn't so great. They grew into more and more detail, even though they were one layer. And finally now stencils, we can add layers. We create these beautiful images and scenes. They even match stamp sets so that we can easily color them, because maybe you don't like alcohol markers, or maybe you don't like colored pencils or watercolors. You can use your dye inks and in no time get a beautiful detailed image. They're even so detailed that they match embossing folders. So stencils have come a long way, and they are at that great price point for the crafter. Because let's face it, crafting, any craft, it's fun, it's awesome, but we can really get sunk into it. Absolutely. But stencils are great, and the Spellbinders Stencil Kit of the month has lots of variation to it. If you go through my past videos, you'll see all the different stencils that they've come out with so far. Some of them have been layering backgrounds like this. Some of them have had 4 different types of backgrounds. So individuals, when it comes to their set, I do encourage you just to check it out, if nothing else, to be inspired. I cut my panel down to 4 by 5 1/4, and I matted that, and I placed that on a matte 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 of craft cardstock. I'm using the sentiment from the large die kit that says many thanks, and I've used that with purple, and I've added a piece of orange cardstock behind on top of a piece of vellum. I add a little bit of white pigment ink on top of that too, just to help for the sentiment to stand out, and that white pigment ink will fade back just a little bit. I'm going to set that down in the center of the card, and our project is finished. As always, I hope you enjoyed today's project, and of course my gabbiness. I will have the products that I used listed down below, along to all the many other clubs that Spellbinders now has available, and I'm sure they will be coming out with more. If you have any questions, make sure you leave those down below as well, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Hit that subscribe button and the thumbs up and the bell so that you're notified when the next video is ready for you to watch and enjoy. But most of all, enjoy the hobby or the craft that you are creating something. Enjoy the process. Don't stress over it. And most of all, always be creative in everything that you do every day. And until the next video, take care and stay safe.